This is Elon Musk's ridiculous $300 million jet collection, and it's filled with features you couldn't even dream up. But that's only scratching the surface of how Elon's wealth is spent. In this journey into Musk's life, we're talking about the $216 million he's shelled out for his kids, the $80 million neighborhood he owns, his insane car collection, and so much more. But before we get into the serious stuff, we're starting with something low-key outrageous. Elon's rare shoes, which almost landed him in jail. So, back in 2019, Elon was all set to unveil the new Tesla Model Y at the Tesla Design Center in California. But obviously, he couldn't introduce one of Tesla's best cars without sporting something unique. Elon decided to step up his game and showed up wearing a custom pair of one Air Jordan Tesla shoes. These aren't just any sneakers. They're decked out with rare materials like pony hair, metallic red leather, and even python skin. But there was a catch. It's illegal in California to wear anything made from python, and that little choice almost cost Elon 6 months in jail. Luckily, he didn't get charged, and he hasn't worn the shoes in public since. And while those Jordans only set him back about $1,500, Elon's got way more ambitious footwear plans for Mars. On Mars, time doesn't flow the same way it does on Earth, so Elon figured he needed something out of this world for his wrist. Enter Tag Heuer, the luxury Swiss watch brand that made Elon a special timepiece, the Carrera 1887 SpaceX. This isn't your average watch either. It's a limited edition release created to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the first Swiss watch worn in space. And while this collector's watch costs around $10,000, it's not nearly flashy enough for Musk's day-to-day style here on Earth. So, he upped his collection with a $50,000 Audemars Piguet and a $200,000 Richard Mille. But Elon's watches are just a warm-up for what he's got parked in his garage. Elon's car collection is seriously out of this world. Literally. Musk owns a $100,000 Tesla Roadster, but it's not just sitting in a showroom somewhere. He put it on a SpaceX rocket and launched it into space. That's right, his personal Roadster is orbiting the Earth as we speak. Elon live-streamed the entire event, and you can even track the car's location in space right now. And because that Roadster isn't coming back, Elon went ahead and bought himself another one. But don't think his collection is all electric. He's got a few classic gas cars too, and they're just as iconic. Even though Elon's the pioneer of the electric car industry, he's got a soft spot for the world's first mass-produced gas car, the 1920 Ford Model T. He picked it up for around $25,000, but the car barely runs. It's more of a tribute to the evolution of the car industry than something he'd drive. But his dream car? That wasn't electric either. When he was 17, Musk saw a Jaguar E-Type in a magazine and instantly fell in love with it. But at that point, Elon was just a broke college kid, barely scraping by with a few $1,000 and mountains of student debt. The second he had enough money though, he bought one. Too bad it's notoriously unreliable, just like some of the other pricey items in his collection. Not all of Elon's purchases have been smooth rides. After selling PayPal, he went big and bought a $1 million McLaren F1, one of the world's fastest cars. But owning a supercar almost turned into a nightmare for him. Not long after buying it, Musk got into a pretty intense accident while driving. Surviving that, he decided his next car had to be something even more unique. So he bought a car that can transform into a submarine. You heard that right. Elon bought the Lotus Esprit from the James Bond movie, a car that can actually go underwater. Found abandoned in a storage unit, the car cost him about $1 million, adding yet another legendary piece to his now $2.8 million car collection. With all these insane cars, where does Elon keep them? Easy. He's got an entire neighborhood in Bel Air to house his collection. Musk originally bought one house in the area, but it was no average home. It was worth a cool $17 million. Complete with 7 bedrooms, a gym, a spa, a tennis court, and even a private movie theater. It's got all the bells and whistles. And he loved it so much, he went ahead and bought 6 more houses on the same street. That's right. He now owns a total of 7 mansions in one of LA's most exclusive neighborhoods. But there's one mansion that's unlike the rest. One of these houses is what Musk calls his Willy Wonka house. On the outside, it looks pretty normal, but inside, it's full of quirky, eerie design choices that would make anyone feel like they're in a movie. Musk didn't want to live in it, though. Instead, he decided to turn it into a school for his kids. So now, Elon's kids are learning about things like rocket science in a house that looks like it was straight out of a fantasy novel. And if you're wondering why Musk would go to such lengths, keep in mind that he's dropped $80 million on the Bel Air neighborhood alone. Tesla has brought Musk millions, but he isn't always about flexing his wealth. In fact, he's pretty modest about his jewelry. Still, he has one piece that he does occasionally wear, a custom-made diamond Tesla ring, valued at $37,000. It was a gift from celebrity jeweler Ben Bella, and while Musk usually shies away from jewelry, he decided to keep this one. But he wasn't always so restrained. Way back, he gave a $50,000 emerald necklace, sourced from his father's own emerald mine, to his college girlfriend, who later became his wife. Although that relationship ended, Musk's spending on jewelry wasn't over. Elon's second wife, Tallulah Riley, got 3 engagement rings from him, each more extravagant than the last. The first one was worth around $100,000, but that wasn't enough. Riley joked that it was cheap for someone as rich as Musk, so he upped the ante with a $300,000 ring. Then, as a final show of devotion, he bought her a $1 million ring for special occasions. This ring came with a diamond surrounded by 10 sapphires, bringing Musk's total jewelry expenses up to $1.5 million. Even so, he didn't think twice about spending another $16 million when they divorced. But when it comes to spending, nobody gets more attention than Musk's kids. Musk is a father of 9, and he's willing to go all out for them. The average parent might spend about $300,000 to raise a kid, but Musk's children get the royal treatment. They go to private schools, fly on his private jets for vacations, and enjoy a lifestyle that costs him roughly $1 million per child every year. With 9 kids, that brings his total parenting expenses to a jaw-dropping $216 million. But then again, when you're buying private jets like they're candy, what's a little extra? Now, about those jets. Musk didn't settle for just one. He has 5. His first jet, which he bought for $26 million, has everything you'd expect in a luxury plane: reclining seats, a dining area, and a bedroom. But that was before Musk hit billionaire status. Once he reached that level, he knew he had to level up his transportation too. After seeing billionaire Mark Cuban's Gulfstream G550, Elon decided to one-up him by getting not just 1, but 2 of his own, each costing $62 million. He even liked it so much, he bought a second G550. But soon enough, the new G650 model was out, and Musk had to have it. So what makes the G650 better than the G550? Well, not much. An extra seat is pretty much the main upgrade, but for billionaires, buying the latest jet model is like getting the newest iPhone. And instead of a $1,000 upgrade, Musk dropped $75 million on his new G650. Then, just recently, he bought the even newer G700 for another $75 million. The only real difference? The G700 is a little bigger. But with a net worth of over $200 billion, Elon's $300 million jet collection is practically pocket change. Elon's ultimate flex, though? That's got to be his decision to buy Twitter. Unlike most of us who would complain about an app, Musk went straight to the source and bought the entire company. When Twitter started restricting people's speech, Elon paused his Mars mission plans and took a detour to secure free speech for everyone. The purchase wasn't cheap. Musk spent a whopping $44 billion on the platform. And, in classic Musk style, he even included a little meme in the deal. He offered to buy Twitter at $54.20 a share, a not-so-subtle reference to his love for the 420 meme. Most people thought Musk was joking with the $54.20 per share offer, but he was dead serious. Experts estimated he overpaid by almost $19 billion, making Twitter's total cost an astronomical $44 billion. But Elon is dead set on transforming Twitter, now rebranded as X, into a super app. His vision is to make X into an all-in-one platform similar to China's WeChat, where you could do everything from online banking to booking SpaceX flights, even connecting with Neuralink tech. If he succeeds, X could eventually be valued at over $80 billion. A fitting return on one of his boldest investments yet.